Hi there, my name is Jeff Shang, and along with Sanjay Karam from Twitch, I'm presenting our CSCW paper, From Virtual Strangers to IRL Friends, Relationship Development in Live Streaming Communities on Twitch. In late 2019, I met at the annual TwitchCon conference two Twitch users, Eric and Ashley, who first met online virtually on Twitch a few years before. I asked both of them, walk me through the progression of your friendship together. They responded, it was mostly just talking online. We ended up talking every day pretty much, and then it just sort of developed into a friendship. Real long Skype calls, talking on Twitch, similar friends, and we talk on Twitter, and so always ended up joking. We live together now, so I'd say it means something's going right. For those of you who have been on Twitch or other live streaming sites that are similar, you may recall that this is what you generally encounter in the chat, a scrolling window of what looks like nonsense, pseudonyms, emotes, brief bits of text-based conversation that don't follow any logic. Nothing that suggests the formation of deep friendships and even relationships. How then can this environment support friendship development? It turns out, however, prior research actually suggests that such environments could be conducive to friendship formation. In fact, this is very much in line with Walther's hyperpersonal model, where pseudonymous text-based interaction facilitates self-disclosure. Common ground helps bring people together, while low-stakes interactions at regular intervals in these environments can create relationship ties. In our paper, using this lens of hyperpersonal interaction, we explore how and when close friendships form on Twitch using multiple methods to understand online relationship formation. In our findings, our first research question asks, how do new personal relationships form on Twitch? We find that the text-based interaction and limited cues facilitated self-disclosure, such as if you couldn't see someone's face, it was much easier to say something embarrassing or intimate. We also found that assumed common ground, in this case on video gaming, allowed users to quickly find something to establish a baseline connection. And finally, chance moments of what we call elevated visibility, such as noticing an interesting comment made, created an initial spark of online conversation between future best friends. Our second research question asked, how do relationships deepen over time? We found that frequent low-stakes interaction allowed friends to talk at all hours, essentially whenever they were awake, in contrast to real-life interactions, which often had a defined start and stop time, such as going to dinner or to the movies, whereas online interaction was continuous and spread itself out throughout many times during the day. A second way friendships deepened was that they moved to more intimate communication modes off Twitch once friends became comfortable with one another. They found multiple ways to connect, such as through texting, Skype, Messenger, Discord, Snapchat, etc., and often these were simultaneously occurring. And finally, friends would eventually progress to face-to-face meetings. One important finding here was that the face-to-face meeting didn't change the friendship, but often served to confirm it. As one of our interviewees put it, it's like meeting your best friend for the first time. Our third and final research question is that we were interested in what types of communities support these types of relationships. We surveyed 1,367 Twitch viewers about the relationship they had with their primary channels. We hypothesized that so-called weak ties would be most prevalent in large channels, while strong ties would most likely be found in smaller channels. But it actually turns out that both were most prevalent in smaller channels. Here in this graph, we have different measures of tie strength, from weak tie measures, such as do you like someone else in the channel, to strong measures, such as would you give a small personal loan to someone else in this channel. As channel size on the x-axis gets larger, we are less likely to have various measures of both weak and strong ties. In conclusion, while Twitch is very different from what we normally conceive of as a social networking site, such as Facebook or LinkedIn, our study shows that relationships not only happen on Twitch, but may do so more frequently than we expect. Moreover, certain design decisions, such as text-based limited cues environments, are important in this relationship building process. If this were to change, relationship formation, the process that we have outlined here, may not occur as frequently. Second, we emphasize that we live in an ecosystem of social computing sites and services where understanding online tie formation occurs through multiple channels at once. And finally, we theorize that online interaction creates new opportunities for fast bridging ties and for the formation of strong ties, something that we theorize and call strong bridges. Traditional sociological network theories often position these on opposite sides. Our weak ties are bridging as they give us greater opportunities outside existing networks, while our strong ties give us emotional and social capital support, but do not span far outside of our immediate circles. In the case of our research here, we show how ties created in this online space can be both. In closing, I want to thank our interview and survey participants, as well as Stanford University, where I'm based as a researcher and doctoral candidate in sociology and computer science, and Stanford IRB, who approved this research. And finally, a huge thank you to Twitch Data Science, Sanjay, and the rest of the researchers at Twitch who gave me this internship research opportunity to pursue this project alongside of them. Thank you so much, and we would love to take some questions.